Today is nothing but fun in the woods with Dan. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker Bushcraft. That's right, today is a very fun project, at least I think so. I think you'll love it too, because this project is great for people of all ability levels, from the beginner learning to use tools and making something cool that's useful, to the advanced person who is maybe working on more primitive type skills and they're dealing with the campfire and getting stuff in and out of the campfire, all that good stuff. And what that thing is we're making today is a set of campfire tongs. Now I know I've done this in the past, but I used a rubber band. Today we're going to be using natural materials, so the tongs, other than our knife or our saw, whatever we're cutting the wood with, is going to be all natural. So we're going to have to go out and explore and find some materials and stuff. So the first thing that we really only need two things. Two things for this. We're getting three. We need a stick. The stick is going to be the length of your tongs. So if you need something really big and long like this, because you're taking Tyrannosaurus Rex burgers off of the grill or steaks or whatever it may be, bigger piece. And if you just need something little to, you know, flip a little ribeye or something, maybe like a foot long. The key to this is that it needs to, for this specific style of tongs, it needs to be dry wood, because you're actually not making a hinge, you're actually just bending the wood, and the wood needs to be able to flex back. So it's important that we get good dry wood for this. The second thing that we're going to need is some type of binding material. So if you watch my videos in the past, you have seen us use vines and roots and stuff like that. Any of that will work. This is the time of the year everything is super flexible. We can also use inner bark or any of that stuff. So we're going to have to search around for that. And then we just need a little wedge stick. So I'm going to show you all that stuff. I probably didn't need to give you a rundown, but at least you know what I'm going out to get. So you should know from my past videos what this is. It is tulip poplar. You can see the trees back there. So this piece right here, it's about thumb size, is going to be perfect for me. So what I need to do, since I don't have a saw, is I'm going to just cut this to length, okay? So all I'm going to do now here is I'm going to cut here and here. A little over a foot should be good enough. All right, so here's my tong, okay, itself, and then while I was cutting, I got a little, what we're going to call the wedge piece, okay? The wedge piece itself, about the size of a number 2 pencil, will be more than enough for this. Now we just need some type of binder. Again, I mean, you can use rope for this. We're just going to go out and see if we can find anything to lash this up more primitively. Okay, so in my search, I was looking for dog bane, but I came across this like creeper style vine here. I actually tripped over it. So if you see me wrapping around my hand here, very strong, very flexible this time of the year. So I'm just going to pull a whole bunch of this out of the ground here and use this. It's going to be super easy. I don't have to process it or anything. All right, so all my materials gathered. Now on to the next step, and that is going to be splitting our main piece in half. Now it's important we take our time with this. If this runs out and we are sloppy with this, it's not going to be good, okay, because we have to go get another piece then. So that is hopefully not what we want to happen, okay? So all I'm going to do now is just take my time here with this, trying to split it directly down the middle. Now, if you notice that your piece of wood is starting to run out to one side, okay, very easy trick with this. The side it's running out to, you're going to hold that steady and you're going to start to pull the other side and hopefully pull it back, okay? That'll sometimes help with that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm pulling, because it's running out to this side, so I'm pulling the thicker side, okay? And that'll sometimes help that not run out, which that's where we're getting. We're starting to run out too much. Don't run out too much. If we do, that's okay though. We can always fix that. So what I'm going to do now is, because we're pretty far down there, I'm going to line this up and I'm going to start on the other side, okay, batoning and splitting. So now we should get to the point where, as we do this, okay, we can at least get that we can have the two meet up at some point. So that's what we're gonna do. So you just got to work with it, right? I said fun project. You don't always have to make it happen perfect. All right, so here's our run out point. on that one. So although we have this little split here, not a huge deal. I still have a nice split there, so I'm gonna be good to go. All right, so now what we're gonna do from this point is very simple. We're gonna take that little stick, okay? And I like to tell people to carve both sides flat. So now this still needs some thickness to it. It doesn't have to be super long. So just flip it over, make both sides flat. So we have flat tongs against a flat spacer, okay? And then our spacer is gonna go in our tong set like that. So that means that the front of the tongs should be opened, okay? So I'm gonna move that up a little bit, just like this. And there's our tongs. All right, now with this, I'm gonna trim it down. You don't want it too long like a sword, okay? So I'm gonna trim that down, and then we're gonna get our vine and we're gonna lash this in place. And once that's all lashed in place, you're gonna have something that looks like this. All right, so as you can see, I'm wrapping this thing up. You wanna make sure that the end of your tongs is open when you're doing this, okay? The wrapping portion, you can get as fancy or as wild as you want. You can see mine looks pretty wild here, because again, I'm assuming for this project, if I was making it right now, this is like a quick down and dirty thing for me. But if you wanna make this and take your time and really like experiment and learn a little bit, just put a little bit more effort into it, right? So, all right, so we got this all done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my knife now. I'm gonna clean up some of this wildness that we have here. All right, and then we have created tongs. Now, these tongs, all right, you're not sure if you're in the Lord of the Rings fighting somebody or if you're bushcrafting. So either way, they will get the job done. So if we have a fake something down on the ground, your tongs then are gonna close really nice and easy here, just like that. And we got our fake steak. Flip that thing really nice and easy. Our potato, we could turn that really nice and easy also. So as we go along here, works really well. So there you go, your Bushcraft fire tongs, fun, easy project, right off the landscape, everything we need. Right here, so good to go. So if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe down below. You can also check us out over at our shop, Coalcrackerbushcraft.com, for all our gear and our courses. And until next video, make your tongs, stay in the woods.